Hello everyone, my name is Dominika and I'm the current manager of Perfect World Language School here in Pilsen. I welcome you very kindly at my next English video tip. Today we will have a look at groups of English verbs, which are groups actually reflecting the three forms of each English verbs. Of each English verb, which you probably know that each verb has. So it means it has its first form, for example, do, to do, the second form, for example, did, and the third form, done. So do, did, done are some three forms of the verb. Each verb has its three forms, and for you it's very good, very useful to remember all those forms so that you are able to use them in the language itself. Well, what students usually complain about is the fact that the groups are quite complex and there is a lot to learn and so on. So what I did is I had a look at the groups and I tried to find some, let's say, similarities between them, and actually I was able to find 8 groups which have something in common, and that could help you to, let's say, organize the knowledge of yours and to be able to remember the rules of the verbs a little better. So let's have a look. The first group is that the forms are completely the same. It's, for example, the verb to cut. So cut, cut, cut. Cut means this, with hair or with, paper and so on. Or cost and cost, cost, cost. And cost is what we use for it costs a lot of money, or how much does it cost with the money, and so on. So this is the first group, all the same. Cost, 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 or cut, cut, cut. The second one is that the second form is different. It means the first one and the third one are completely the same, but the second form is different. And this is, for example, the verb come, came, come, which means to arrive somewhere, or run, ran, run, which means to, move yourself a little bit faster than just walking. So come, came, come, and run, ran, run. The second form is different. The next one is that the second and the third form or forms are the same, which is, for example, sit, sat, sat, which means, to be, for example, on the chair and be sitting, and sell, sold, sold, which is the opposite for buy something. So somebody sells it and you buy it. So sit, sat, sat and sell, sold, sold have the second and the third form completely the same. Well, the next group is that the second and the third form are again the same, but they have a completely similar or the completely same ending, which is O-U-G-H-T. And it is, for example, bring, brought, brought. Bring means to take something and bring it to a particular place. Or buy, bought, bought, which is the opposite for sell. So bring, brought, brought, or buy, bought, bought have the same ending of the second and the third form. The next group is that the second and the third form are completely the same, but this is quite interesting because those words or these verbs can be regular, normally ending with ed, or as well irregular, and they then use the ending t. This is, for example, the verb to learn, which most of the students normally use in the regular form, which is completely correct, and they say learn, learned, learned with ed at the end, which is correct. But this verb can as well look like that, ending with t, so that we could say learn, learned, learned. Or you probably know what is to learn. It means to learn a language, for example, or to learn something we want to use in the future. Or spell, which is the verb meaning like A, D, P. So it means I have a word and I can spell it like T-V-A-R. So this is spell. It can as well be regular normally, or it can be irregular ending with T. So we say spell, spelled, spelled. So this is this group where it's either regular or irregular with T. The next one is the group where all the forms are different, but they have something in common, which are these vowels. It means it's always I here, A here, and you here. The trick is we never read them the same. We always read them differently, which is as well what makes it all a little bit more complicated, but the rules are still the same for reading and for the writing as well. So it's, for example, swim, swam, swam. Swim, swam, swam. It means, the activity, the sport activity you can do in a swimming pool. or sing, sang, sung, which is a wonderful, let's say, kind of sound you can make. So sing, sang, sung, and swim, swam, swam. It's the next group. The next one is that all the forms are different as well, but the second, let's say in the second form there is the vowel E, and in the third form there is an all the time. So for example, the word fall, fell, fallen, which means fall on the ground, for example, or fly, flew, flown, and fly means what birds do. So the second, let's say, vowel is E, and the third, or in the third form, there is always an at the very end. So this is this group. And the last one is that all the forms are different again, but the second form always contains O, and the third form always contains en at the very end, which is, for example, choose, chose, chosen, choose, chose, chosen. Choose means you have got a kind of, let's say, many options, and you choose one of them or two of them. And the next one is break, broke, broken. And break, broke, broken is that you, for example, are skiing and you break your leg. It means you break it like that. So it's always O, or you can see O in the second form and en at the end of the third form. Well, so these are all the groups. Sometimes everything is the same, sometimes there are differences in the second and the third form, sometimes everything is different. So I hope that I helped you a little bit with this, let's say, structure of the verbs, and you will find a little bit more info in the description under the video, so I hope it will help you in using it in reality. Have a wonderful day, and I hope I will see you very soon next time. Goodbye.